Oops,
Hey. Okay, that's enough of that. So it's Monday night.
oh, we were live during that part? I didn't see the thing. Yeah.
She is so not a trained professional. She's not a trained professional. It's not a thing.
Well, I didn't see the live part up in the corner.
Oh,
sorry, I wasn't looking over there.
You're hurting. You're hurting already.
Yeah.
All right, it's Monday. It's 8 o'clock, and if it's Monday, it's 8 o'clock. It's FC3's Nerd World News, and I am your host, Jack Tripper. So right off the bat, what I want to talk about is you've got Deanna and Tanya are in the house tonight because apparently, you know, in my defense last week, I was left unsupervised.
Yes.
So we can't have
Juno's
that.
on the floor right behind Chris. So
there she is.
Yes. Do not move your chair.
She's fuzzy. So all the cheer, the gang's all here, and I'm not getting any updates on my comment window. So if you're saying hello to us, I apologize. I don't see it at the moment, but as soon as I can catch up with that, I will definitely respond in kind.
There they are.
There they are. There's Andy. There's Elizabeth and friends. Hello, peoples. All right. So first things first. Let's talk about some events. Tuesday nights, the 585 Rock and Burger Bar is going to be game nights with FC3. They'll usually be what, from 6 to 8?
6 to 9.
6 to 9. 6 to 9 we'll be doing game nights at the 585 Rock and Burger Bar. Tomorrow night is
family board game night.
Family board game night.
I know I'm bringing Ticket to Ride.
Okay.
Bring the kids.
Bring the kids. Bring your friends.
Bring your kids' friends.
And bring your kids' friends. Patronize the 585 Rock and Burger Bar, and we will see you there. Big events coming up. July 27th will be MiniCon, a one-day MiniCon at the Grease Ridge Center Mall, Saturday the 27th of July. That will be from 10 to 6. From 12 to 4, we'll have professional wrestler Dalton Castle from Ring of Honor Wrestling. He'll be taking pictures and signing autographs. Now, you're going to want to leave MiniCon a little early because at 6 o'clock, cosplay karaoke kicks in. You get this? So you see your pantomime back there?
Billy, allegedly, and I are actually singing.
That's cool.
We haven't set it up.
That's cool.
Definitely.
Haven't set it up. You can sign up ahead of time on our website. There will be links to that. So let us know what you want to sing, if anything, so that we can alert the DJ to what's going on. So cosplay karaoke Saturday, July 27th from 6 until 8 at the 585 Rock and Burger Bar on Pixley Road. Where's Pixley Road? It's by the Tinseltown, so it's in that neck of the woods. Now, right after cosplay karaoke is done, there's going to be a half an hour of downtime, and then we're going to be setting up for Wicked, a band out of Utica who plays 70s and 80s hair metal, glam rock band, glam band. But it's basically going to be some cool music going on right after cosplay karaoke. So you could spend the whole day with the Mighty Monkey, and we're going to make that happen for you. July 27th from 10 to 6 at Grease Ridge Center Mall, and then from 6 till midnight at the 585 Rock and Burger Bar. Those are our events. We will see you on Tuesdays. There's the Ann. Hello, Ann. Ann is saying, I can only imagine why.
Well, also at the cosplay karaoke, I don't know if you mentioned it, we're going to have a 50-50 raffle. There's going to be raffle baskets.
Oh, yeah.
There is a $5 cover charge.
$5 cover charge. This is why they're here.
And we are having a delectable dessert table that
working on that.
We're working on some nice goodies and treats for that.
Yummy stuff.
So definitely, if you're planning on singing cosplay karaoke, as Chris said, sign up on our Facebook page or our website. Click the upcoming events link, and then you'll be able to find the different events. And then it'll say register for that.
Elizabeth, are you guys planning on going to see The End of Time in August when they put it in the movie theaters? I'd like to. It's all going to depend on timing. Do we know what day that is yet? Is that August something in particular yet, or do we just see? There she is.
You can check it.
My co-host with the mostest.
And before we get into the news,
she'll probably answer me before I get there.
Yeah, probably.
Wanted to shout out to the Ronald McDonald House. We went over yesterday and cooked a meal for the families and the people that are there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a great time. We had a lot of fun.
We did.
And they were very appreciative.
I learned how to peel an eggplant, which apparently I didn't know before. Who knew?
And it doesn't take much. All you need to do is contact them, and they will set you up. And you don't have to be with a group. If you want to be an individual, bring your family and friends to do it.
Mm-hmm.
They'll take you.
August 7th. Yep, Elizabeth came up with
See,
August
I knew
7th.
she was going to get it.
She
before
beat you
I-
by
yeah.
Stereo.
that minute. She beat you by that much.
So, we're planning on going back and doing it again.
Yes.
Because it was
That was a lot of fun.
great. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, and the house smelled delicious with the lasagna and
We
the
cooked
chicken parm.
we cooked
cooking.
Italian, so there was like lasagna and there was chicken parm going
Yeah.
on,
And,
and I'm like, and I've skipped dinner so far tonight, so I'm like, oh, I'm angry now. You
and
know?
75% of the board that was there are actually Italian.
Yes, that's true. We were all Italians, and you're Italian for osmosis because you're around us all the time.
Yeah,
So you just
I'm the
kind of
one
soak
that's
in the
actually
Italian.
not the Italian.
Yes.
Neither am I.
Yeah, but at the
Oh,
the
they're-
thing
they're
there
there
yesterday,
that night.
3 out of 4 of us were
Ah.
actually Italian.
Breakfast
So-
and dinner at
So
Ronald
is it
Brown's, yes.
mozzarella or mozzarella?
It's mozzarella. Mozzarella. It's not mozzarella. It's not mazzaroni or anything like that. Anyway,
Here we go. We
That
got
was the
news,
discussion
though.
yesterday.
and now the news. Okay.
This
What
is
happened?
not yours.
Oh, she dug that out of my trash and started chewing on it, did she? Yeah. Juno destroyed one of my mom's old teddy bears that she gave me.
So I'm truly
Oops.
puppy supervising
Yes,
during this time.
Puppy-vising.
Told you.
All right. So, getting down to the nitty-gritty of what goes on a Monday night. Dark Crystal update is our top story. We told you on June 13th that there was a prequel to the 1982 Jim Henson film, The Dark Crystal, in the works. Well, now we have a premiere date. It's August 30th of 2019. And there's some serious star power bringing this thing to life. Lena Headey, Natalie Dormer, Natalie Emmanuel, who played Cersei, Marjorie, and Missandei on Game of Thrones, respectively, have all signed on to the voice cast, along with, get this, gotta read off the list here, Benedict Wong, Awkwafina, Sigourney Weaver, Hannah John Kamen, Helena Bonham Carter, Alicia Vikander, Mark Hamill, okay, Keegan-Michael Key, and Andy Samberg. Okay, according to the description, the dark fantasy series is set many years before the events of the original film. It centers around 3 Gelfling who discover the horrific truth behind the power of the evil Skeksis and set out on an epic journey to ignite the fires of rebellion and save their world. So that's going to be huge. For those of us who grew up with the Dark Crystal, this is like one of those big things, and I'm really hoping they land it. And just by virtue of the talent alone, it looks like it's going to be pretty badass. Shannon Gillespie's Team Juno, yes, Team Juno is in the house, and it takes a village to make sure that Juno is not chewing on things.
Right.
That's basically it.
Or peeing on things.
Debbie Quiggles here. Hi, Debbie Quiggle. Quiggle Squiggles. I haven't said that in like 30 years. Anyway, moving on.
Doing, baby?
Chamberlain was annoying. Bill, he was supposed to be annoying. So, moving on. As if we needed one more place to find something Marvel, next up is Disney's Marvel Land. And no, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a joke. Here we go. The Mouse Ear Company is currently completing its Star Wars Galaxy Edge attractions in Florida and California. We both expect it to be open by the end of summer. So, why not begin to move on to the next project? And while they're at it, take on another gigantic franchise with rabid fans that they have to try and please. It has been said for a while that Disney was planning a theme area based on Marvel characters at Disneyland, but the progress and scope of the park are far beyond what anything has ever been reported to date. She knows, she's the one who came up with these notes. So, per a report from the LA Times, the park plans to follow Galaxy's Edge up with a Marvel Land at California Adventure next year. The Times says that the city of Anaheim has approved a handful of building permits for projects that include a bathroom overhaul, a retail outlet, a microbrewery, a character meet and greet area, plus improvements to behind-the-scenes buildings. This includes a 2,071 square foot retail area. The permits assess the value of these projects at roughly $14 million.
Drop in the bucket for
Drop
I
me.
in
have
the
a
bucket.
quick question for you, Chris.
Uh-huh.
Are you going to apply for a code enforcement job there?
See, I'm not up to moving to the West Coast.
Oh, okay.
I contemplated that a long time ago, but I never pulled the trigger on it. And I can't sell this place yet.
Oh, okay.
I need to live in this house for 5
Okay.
years. So, because of the grant money I got to buy it with.
Well, I just thought with like all the permits and the
I-
building and Marvel and
It's tempting.
But if they come to Florida, all bets are off, right?
Well, if they come to Florida, it's just...
he'll just rent this house out for
Yeah,
him.
I'll just rent this house out anyway. All right.
Sorry, the distraction.
Let's see. No, you're not sorry. Presumably, the new theme attraction, which will be located in the former the Bugs Land area, which was based off of a movie, A Bug's Life. The area has already been demolished to make room for the new attractions, and it so happens that the area is currently behind a wall at California Adventure, and the wall is marked with Stark Industries. So, gee,
Let's start connecting those dots.
We're not telegraphing it at all, are we? All right, let me scroll up with some commentary here.
No secrets here.
Let's see. Elizabeth is saying she can't wait to go, though I'm sad that Marvel Land is taking place in the Bugs Life Land because the super cool rides and theming was fun. Bill, Captain America will be at the Hall of Presidents. One can only hope. I have one of the presidents he can replace in mind. Batman John's here, and so's Peter. Good to see you, Peter. How you doing, guys? Elizabeth goes on to say, I do think it's interesting that it's only making news now. This has been almost a thing for almost a year now. My summer Disneyland trip last year happened only a few days before they closed Bugs Life Land for demolition.
Yeah,
and they can't do Marvel in Florida,
right.
though. The agreement they made with Universal before selling to Disney prevents them from doing so.
Oh, so because they're all like
it's
Universal
because it's east of, it's a Universal, so anything east of the Mississippi, it's not happening. So if you want to go to this, you do have to go to the West Coast.
Gotcha. All right. While even these new details mark the overall picture of the park as hazy at best, many expect more information to be presented at the D23 Expo in August, which may just end up being the Stark Expo for all I know. This next story kind of touches on some of the things we've talked about in the podcast with toxicity of social media. Star Wars actress Daisy Ridley said she will never return to social media. Star Wars actress Daisy Ridley is vowing to never return to social media, saying her use of Instagram and Facebook is forever cut off like a Skywalker limb. I give her points.
I thought that was a great quote.
I give her points for that one. That's awesome. Because if you're a Skywalker with a lightsaber, something's going to get cut off. The British stars, more than one. The British star sat down with BuzzFeed's News the morning show AM to DM last week to discuss her role on Ophelia, a movie version of Shakespeare's Hamlet told from the character's perspective of Ophelia. While she was there, she weighed in on the social media issue. And just like Rey, she wasn't afraid to speak the truth and make her voice heard. After she was first cast as Rey in the Star Wars films in 2014, Ridley said she found social media amplified critical voices who were mad that the sci-fi series was now focusing on a central woman character. She's quoted as saying, I honestly think now with social media and stuff, it's great to have the freedom of expression, but I do feel like people think opinions have so much weight. She goes on to say, I don't really think bad vibes should have the sun shone on them. She also added that she left Instagram in 2016, where she had amassed more than 2 million followers, saying at the time that she felt pressured to post on the app. And soon after that, she also left Facebook. I was like, I need to post. Oh my God, it's been so many days. I actually have been kind of nice not to be on it. And then she realized in 2016, I have a lot of growing up to do. I have to deal with loads of stuff myself personally. And for that to be projected with millions of people watching, it's like a bit of extra pressure. She goes on to talk about that she's not the only Star Wars actor to abandon social media. Kelly Marie Tran, who plays Rose Tico, left Instagram last year after being subjected to an onslaught of racial harassment. And so I will close that particular segment off of, this is why we can't have nice things, people. The gatekeeping and the trolling eventually something will have to happen. Yeah. I know that we've talked about it often on the podcast.
That would be a great panel at the convention.
Yeah, seriously. I think that's something we talked about at the 19th show, actually.
Definitely.
So it's horrible to think that we're being denied access to these cool people because there are people out there who just
they're jerks. They're complete jacks. Better to do but sit behind a keyboard all day and bother people.
They're all like brave when they're behind the keyboard.
Oh yeah,
as soon as
anonymity, anonymity is an amazing shield for some of these badass bastards.
And if you were to get them in front of you, they would probably shit themselves.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. Anyway, next on the list of hit things to talk about, Spider-Man fans think Zendaya's new red hair means that she plays this major comic book character. I think at this point we all know to say, duh. Okay. Zendaya sent Spider-Man fans into a frenzy last week when she debuted a new red hairstyle at Spider-Man Far From Home photo call at the Tower of London and shared a cryptic quote from the comic books. Is she chewing on something back there? She's chewing on the chair? That's fine. She can chew on the chair. All power to her.
I'm keeping an eye on her.
The actress, who is now 22 years old, stars as Michelle Jones Michelle Jones,
Jones,
MJ.
MJ.
Interesting. In Spider-Man Homecoming and the upcoming Spider-Man Far From Home, which will be released tomorrow.
And I can't see it tomorrow.
I'm sorry.
Well, because I'm working. And
I know, I
I'm
can't
5
either.
5.
It'll be at the yeah.
So,
Previously
Sean, movie date night later this week.
is he even on?
No, he's not on.
He's finding pictures of spiders to torture me.
Oh, yeah.
He's done that already.
I don't know.
And
what this
Peter says we need a Doctor Who land. I believe that's the Experience in Cardiff, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, moving on. Zendaya further fueled fan speculation when she shared an Instagram of her new hair, captioning the post with "quote unquote face it, tiger, ellipses, ... So yeah, that's the traditional MJ line. Spider-Man fans will remember "face it, tiger, you just hit the jackpot" as a cheeky line Mary Jane used to say to Peter during their first meeting in the comic books. Though Michelle and Tom Holland's Peter Parker were not love interests during the 2017 Homecoming movie, fans are wondering if Zendaya could be setting up to play a version of MJ, the Mary Jane Watson, Parker's famously redheaded girlfriend from the comic book series, previously played by Kirsten Dunst in the 2002 to 2007 Spider-Man films. It's still unclear how Parker and MJ's relationship will shake out in the newest Spider-Man films, so I guess it's convenient that it opens tomorrow so we can all figure it out together. Spoiler-free zone, not talking about it until next week when I get a chance to see it with my daughter, Jules. Another thing coming up, check this out. Ron Howard is going to be directing his first animated film. Where do you find this stuff? Where do you find it? That's awesome. I love it. All right. In a prolific career that has yielded numerous iconic movies such as Willow, Apollo 13, and A Beautiful Mind among them, Hollywood icon Ron Howard is set to direct his first animated film. Howard is attached to direct The Shrinking of Treehorn, a children's book by Florence Perry Hyde with illustrations from Edward Gorey. The project is one of 4 original animated and live-action hybrid films he and Brian Grazer have set up through their company, Imagine Entertainment, in a joint venture with Australian production engine Animal Logic, who were behind the Lego Movie and Happy Feet.
Great movies, too.
Yes, they were. Treehorn follows a young man who begins shrinking in size after playing a strange board game, Jumanji, anyone? Which goes largely unnoticed by his parents. The visual language of the film will closely follow Gorey's aesthetic, and Rob Lieber, who from Peter Rabbit, Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day, they are writing the script. So no sign on
Richie Cunningham, huh?
Richie Cunningham made good in his
Yes,
directing
he
life.
did.
I mean, I say which movie did he take over?
Solo.
It was Solo.
He took over Solo.
He took over Solo, and he came out pretty well.
Yeah.
Bye, Juno.
Is she going to find some place to poop?
I hope not.
Let's Team Juno, is the dog going to crap in the hallway? Film at 11.
I can just follow her.
This is a full service news service right here.
Yep.
Tanya Metris is joining the chat. How does Tanya Metris join the conversation when she's standing working behind me? Stop doing that. All right.
It's the power of a phone.
Chrissy Hardy's here.
And then
It's okay,
turn it
Chrissy. We
off.
love you anyway. It's all good. Don't worry about being late. Elizabeth Rice says, and the American Diner in the season 6 opener Hellbent and got demolished. It was also in Cardiff. Anyway, or even a touring Doctor Who exhibit. I think that's actually happened. So I'll have to look into that. Ian Frank has joined. He's here. That's phenomenal.
Because I can take care of your dog problem.
That's awesome.
No.
No, don't. You're startling her.
Scared her.
You scared the crap out of her.
Oh, poor
Almost
Juno.
literally.
She was fine.
Almost literally. But hey, it's good to see you, buddy.
Hi, Ian.
Who are you here with? You just walked it down? That's awesome.
I stole a chair, the stool from your room.
My son's here. That's awesome. All right. So,
He came to take care of the dog, and he went into his room.
yeah, well, it's because people are here taking care of the dog. All right. So let's see what we got here. New comics out this week. Wednesday, as always, new comic book day. So if you're a regular collector, make sure you get in there. Get to your favorite shop on Wednesday. New comics. DC comes out with Batgirl number 36 and Harley Quinn number 63. Batgirl escapes the madness of the Fox's Den, only to discover Vulture is hot on her tail and itching for revenge. Does she stand a chance against this bird of prey? Meanwhile, the fight for Gordon clean energy rages on as the workers discover the greatest threat to their employment future is Batgirl herself. And then the final trials of Harley Quinn have begun, and the stakes have never been higher. Will Harley succeed in becoming the angel of retribution, or will she fall short only to suffer the same fate as all of those before her? Plus, a mysterious new comic by M. Clatterbuck appears, in which Lex Luthor makes Harley an exciting offer. Maybe it's tattoo removal. I don't know. From Marvel, you're going to get Immortal Hulk number 20 and Uncanny X-Men number 21. So Bruce Banner is being hunted on two fronts by two dead loved ones turned nightmarish, implacable foes. The stage is set for a brutal three-way confrontation between Abomination, the Harpy, and the Immortal Hulk. Check that out on Wednesday. And the Uncanny X-Men, it all ends here. This is forever. As Cyclops' cleanup mission nears its close, all the problems the X-Men face come together. The truth behind the Hellfire Club's intentions, the culmination of one's assault on mutant kind, and even the inner struggles within the team, it all ends here. This is forever. Until we reboot the entire series over the summer as Uncanny X-Men number 1. I don't know. They're going to probably do something like that. Or take another day. Yeah, it's a schmaz. And then IDW is coming out with Transformers number 8 and TMNT ongoing number 95. As Megatron seeks to bring about change to Cybertron, he meets with Termagax. Termagax, a living piece of Cybertonian history and founder of the Ascendicon movement. Will she set him on the path to peace or lead him on an unrepairable rupture with the Senate?
Termagax sounds like the problem with your throat is getting gag or something.
You know, seriously, only get a dash of honey, a little lemon juice, take, be fine.
I've never heard of a Senticon.
Well, have you heard of anything when it comes to the Transformers?
Decepticons.
More than meets the eye. All the basic stuff has been covered at this point. There you go. Cheap. Megator, Mega T, Mega Tie, Mega 2. Anybody who can make that reference, I'm with you on that one. All right. Ian Rex McNeil says hi. Ian Rex McNeil is excited for the Harleen DC Black Label book coming soon. Yes, same. I'm here. I'm with you. And then IDW, TMNT ongoing number 5, City at War Part 3. The Turtles race against time to save one of their own, but beset by obstacles on all sides, including the Earth Protection Force and the tide of the approaching battle between two warring ninja clans. Will they be too late? My money says no, but you got to read the book anyway, right? It's a thing. So that's just a selection of what's coming out in New Comic Book Day coming up this Wednesday. Movie releases this week. There's only one that's 95% not pulled movie. I'm going to try this sentence over again.
Rewind.
And go rewind now. There's only one that 95% of not scientifically pulled moviegoers care about. Spider-Man Far From Home. It opens tomorrow, July 2nd. Peter Parker's relaxing European vacation takes an unexpected turn when Nick Fury suddenly shows up in his hotel room. Parker soon finds himself donning the Spider-Man suit to help Fury and fellow superhero Mysterio. What? Anyway. Battle an Evil New Threat, starring Tom Holland, Jake Gyllenhaal, Samuel L. Jackson, Zendaya, Marissa Tomei, and Jon Favreau. Die-hard Spider-Man fans, are you with me going, Mysterio? Hero? Really? Anyway. Moving.
And it's a spoiler-free zone, so if you see it, keep your mouth shut.
That's it. Nick Turvin is here from halfway around. Are you halfway around the world right now, Nick Turvin?
Where is Nick?
Nick is often in South Korea where he is teaching with his brother Jack.
Is that where Iris is too?
No, Iris is in Jersey. And Nick is an old buddy of mine from my World of Warcraft days when they were in their prime.
Nick, what's your handle name on World of Warcraft?
He's Yizzle.
Oh, yeah.
That's like that. Yizzle.
Yizzle Fizzle. All right, so Nick is there, and I'm excited to hear about that. That's what the third act is usually for, exactly. That's the turnabout. So we're going to do a quick on this date. June 30th of 1940, Brenda Starr reporter, its first cartoon strip by a woman, Dale Messick, Dahlia Messick was her real name, begins as a comic book supplement into Chicago's Sunday Tribune. Also on June 30th, but in 1971, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, starring Gene Wilder, was released.
The less creepy of the two movies.
The less creepy of the two movies. Let's see what we got here. Elizabeth, I laughed when I found out that Mysterio was an actual character and not just something they made up for the Doctor Who episode. Yes. And Nick is, I'm in New York now, and I'll be in Rochester soon. You got to catch up with me, buddy. I haven't seen you in ages. It'll be great to see you. Also on June 30th, but in 1998, Sega Channel, cable's first on-demand video game service, closed down. It just didn't quite work the way they expected it to, I suppose. Now we're into July. July 1st, 1984, the PG-13 rating is introduced by the MPAA, thanks to Tipper Gore. I meant to say Tipper Gore. July 1st, 1991, Terminator 2 Judgment Day premieres. Hasta la vista, baby.
I saw a preview for a new Terminator movie.
Yes, there is a new Terminator coming out.
She's back with him. Linda Hamilton.
Linda Hamilton is back, and Arnold
again.
is back. It's going to be an interesting play. July 2nd, 1980, comedy film Airplane premieres.
Oh boy.
And I saw it twice in the theater that week because it was just a really bizarre set of circumstances. 1980. I was 9 years old. Roll with it. Well, I would be 10 in 2 months after that. Anyway, July 3rd, 1985, Back to the Future is released. Let's see. In 1989, the movie Batman set record of quickest to $100 million. It took him 10 days to do it.
So Keaton forever is Batman. July
4th, 1970, Casey Kasem's American Top 40 debuts on LA radio, and will never be the same again. Sorry, that was a really bad Casey Kasem impression.
Did you know that Sirius 70s at 7 is actually replaying the very first 1840 on Thursday because it's the first.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, the very first
so
one.
if you have Sirius XM, check that out.
Check that out on Thursday.
All right, where are we here? July 5th, 1989, Seinfeld, originally titled The Seinfeld Chronicles, screens its pilot episode on NBC. July 6th, 1957, John Lennon, who was 16 at the time, and Paul McCartney, who was 15, meet for the first time as Lennon's rock group, the Quarrymen, perform at a church dinner. Music history was made.
Same after that.
July 6th, 1957. We'll just call it the Beatles Day for now, I guess. And then on July 6th of 1994, my name is Forrest Gump, and my movie just got released in 1994.
Like a box of chocolates.
You never know what you're going to get. Give me some. There it is. All right, happy birthday this week. Here they come. The birthdays are flying heavy. This one, July 1st, 1899, Henry Indiana Jones Jr. was born. So what would that make him right now? 120 if you were alive?
I don't care.
120-year-old man.
What does it make him? Yummy.
Yay. July 1st, 1916, Olivia de Havilland, American actress and last surviving cast member from Gone with the Wind.
Still amazes me that she's alive. She lives in France.
Well, see, that's probably why she's still alive. She's
wine.
Not, she's drinking wine. She's well pickled. All right, July 1st, 1934, it says, happy birthday to Jamie Farr, Corporal Max Klinger from MASH. July 1st, 1952, Elwood Blues himself, Dan Aykroyd. Who was just in town? Was he in town recently, or is he going to be in town?
He might be coming to town.
He was in town last week for the Jazz Festival.
He did come in for that?
Okay.
Yes. Awesome.
July 1st, 1977, Liv Tyler from Lord of the Rings, daughter of Aerosmith frontman Steven Tyler. Is he trans? Can I just ask that question out loud?
I don't know.
He's
strange.
Holy Moses,
We'll go with
is all I got to say. July 3rd, 1962, Tom Cruise from Top Gun, Jerry Maguire, Rain Man, born in Syracuse, New York. And Tom has yet to weigh in whether because he's been challenged by Justin Bieber. See, if I were Tom, I would just go ahead and dust Justin all over the place. Just smash him. July 4th, happy birthday, America. So, July 4th, 1776 to 2019. July 6th, 1946, Sylvester Stallone, Rocky, Rambo, and Cobra. So, yo, Adrian, my birthday coming up. So that's it.
Where'd you come from?
I've run out of pages of things to talk about.
We're done.
As always, folks, remember at the top of the show, we talk about the events. So if you want a reminder, go ahead, rewind, be kind, rewind, and go through the list.
Or if you have an event you'd like us to
If you have something you want us to promote, if you have a place you'd like us to do Nerd World News, let us know. If you have a topic,
out for a party.
I'm serious. If you have a topic you want us to go through, check out and take a look at, let us know. Yep. Jeff Goldblum was indeed in town for the Jazz Festival.
So was who else was here?
I know John Lithgow sometimes comes in, but I don't know if he did it this year.
I don't know.
If there's anything you want us to look into, knock the thetans out of them. Yeah, there you go. And as always, if you like what we're doing, share the broadcast, send it out, let people know we're doing this. And if you keep watching, I'll keep making them.
We'll keep invading every so often.
We'll keep invading every so often.
You never know who you're going to get here.
You never know.
This room is like the box of chocolates. You never know what's going to be in here.
And it's full of nuts. Anyway.
Just one.
Oh.
Juno.
I've got 2, thank you.
Oh, really?
Well, if you're going to take it there, it's going to have to
There
happen.
goes the PG rating.
Oh, please.
PG rating was
People
on a
know
long
what they're going
time
to get
ago.
with me. Oh, speaking of PG ratings, we have a podcast coming up on Wednesday. What did we do? What is it? Wednesday. What's our next podcast?
We had the interview.
We had the interview was last week.
Yeah.
And then
And
what did we do
then-
next?
Uh-oh. I forgot.
We did anti-heroes.
Anti-heroes.
Yes,
I had
that's
to
what it
go
was.
back and think about. I know I was at the
This is why
computer.
they're here, is because I don't remember. CRS can't remember shit. All right.
So also, you're going to have to come up with what our next 2 podcasts are going to be.
Oh, I'm
because
working
we're
on that this week.
Podcasting next weekend.
Yeah, on the 14th. Right?
7th.
Or that would be this weekend.
That's this weekend?
The 7th.
Ooh,
Ooh.
7th is this coming weekend.
Oops.
So you have 6 days to figure out what we're doing.
Billy,
I'll do
Billy,
something.
don't worry about it.
Billy,
We got
help
it.
us.
We got it.
I'll
We'll
do
make
something.
sure he's got
It'll be
topics.
fine.
Oh, I think we were going to play Shoots and Ladders and Cards Against Humanity in the studio.
Oh, good.
Now we're gonna get letters. Good job, Chris. I would love it if people
Oh my
enough
gosh.
if enough people were watching this thing where letters mattered.
Right.
That'd be
Letters
awesome.
for what? Because we
Letters because we're complaining about swearing all the time. Because I do
Cards
that.
Against Humanity on a podcast. Oh, this could be interesting.
Wait, figuring that was going to be a little
That could be
challenging.
wild.
Yeah, that's gonna be more of a challenge because it's more of a visual thing.
Hmm.
But anyway,
That'll probably
Um,
break
We
me.
could figure it out.
yeah, because all we do is start talking about friction. I just got Gibbs. Yay! I got Gibbs.
Oh, I think we need to end this before we get
All
into
right.
some serious trouble.
So it's 8:32. It's a half an hour long Nerd World News. I think that's the longest Nerd World News
Yeah,
we've
it
had
is.
yet.
I've
Yeah.
been amusing Juno. Juno did, I think, go out with Ian.
You should not a book club Broadchurch. Elizabeth, that would give me a reason to actually watch Broadchurch. I like that. That's good. Anti-heroes, isn't that a Tyler Perry thing? No, it's not a Tyler Perry thing.
No.
We're gonna be talking about like Deadpool and Wolverine and Archie Bunker. Work with it. So Monday nights, get this. Monday nights are Nerd World News. So Tuesdays, you'll see James Irich's video game blog on our Patreon. Also,
Our
other things are
game-
gonna start popping up on Patreon as well. What?
Our game nights.
Our game nights
are
on our
And we're going to give you a
Tuesday.
week's notice. Next week, board of director, and it's her birthday. Next Tuesday.
Actually,
Come on out
July
here.
7th is her
Well,
birthday, but
yeah.
we're having a
We're
party July
celebrating
9th.
on 5/8.
So come on out.
on Tuesday at 585.
Wish her happy birthday. Buy her drinks.
All right,
She likes Fireball.
she does a little too much, but we love her anyway.
They have great $3 drinks
Yes,
on
they
Tuesdays.
do.
On that happy and pious note, I know. So that's Nerd World News, and we are going that way. Is it that way?
That way.
Yes,
That way.
We're going
Exit
that way.
stage left.
Good night, honey.
That way.
Bye.